Hi ladies, hey, it's Shannon Galladay, and today is day number 4 of our Jumpstart back into fitness to help us to get our athletic bodies back. So I'm here live today in my office in California, and I'm excited to talk about fitness. So post below, comment below if you're watching live or watching the recording. Make sure that you've watched the first 3 videos if you haven't already. So video number 1, we talked about our mindset. You know, knowing exactly where we're going and what we're doing and not letting any limiting beliefs hold us back. Number 2 was about progress, not perfection, striving to move forward and progress and not be perfect. Video number 3, we talked about nutrition, and today we're talking about fitness. So just like with nutrition, fitness needs to be a mindset thing as well. So, you know, if we're thinking like I'm too busy or I can't do it because whenever we have those things come up in our language, like I can't do it because I have kids, I can't do it because I have work, I can't do it because I have school, whatever it is, you know, whenever we say we can't do it because, then we won't do it. So make sure to listen to video number 1 about mindset to get rid of those limiting beliefs, get rid of all those beliefs of not being able to do it, because the truth is we can do anything we put our minds to. And when our mind believes we can do it, then there's a way. So when we know the why, like we know why we want to do this, why we want to get in shape, and what it will mean to us, then the how just becomes easy. And so that's really important to think about, is to know why you want to do this. You know, why do you want to get in shape? Why do you want to work on your fitness goals? And, you know, when you know why, then the how becomes easy, and then you're able to fit it into your busy schedule. I know so many people that are insanely busy and they prioritize. So it's all about prioritizing and focusing on what matters most. So the next thing is, you know, just like we talked about in video number 2, progress, not perfection with fitness. So, you know, just starting out, I always recommend people just start going on a walk. Just start going on a walk, get outside, get moving, you know, just do something, do anything, just start moving. You can do push-ups, you can do wall sits, you can do squats, just do something to kind of get you moving, get your blood pumping, because it's all about baby steps. So I know for me, I've had 3 C-sections. So our first one was an emergency C-section, and the other 2 were scheduled C-sections. And so if you've ever had a C-section, raise your hand. If you've ever had a C-section, you know it's a hard recovery. And I like intense workouts, and so it was hard. It was humbling for me, and it was hard for me to take a step back. And, you know, when your mind is saying, I want to go full speed ahead, and your body is saying, no, you've got to recover, you've got to slow down. So I remember when I was recovering from my C-sections, you know, just going outside and just going on a walk, you know, with our babies in the stroller, just going on a walk, just gradually, just moving, just started to move in, and I would gain strength. I actually have a video, it's kind of crazy, but so I was just walking down the end of the path and back, and it was really hard for me to do about 1.5 years ago so I had a baby 1.5 years ago, and it was really hard for me. And I remember just thinking, oh my gosh, like I gotta walk all the way to the end of the path, and I gotta walk all the way back, and it just seemed so hard. And, you know, but I took those baby steps. So taking those baby steps with fitness, you'd be surprised at what you can do. And it's really, you know, a mental battle that when we break through things, we break through some things that we think might be really tough. You know, also, like, I love running, so I trained and ran for a marathon, and running a marathon is not an easy task, right? So it's 26.2 miles, and I actually signed up for the marathon, and I didn't run it for a few years. It took me a little time to train and run. So growing up, like, I didn't like running. I would be the one that didn't like running the mile, and it would be hard for me to run that mile. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to go for something big. I'm going to go for running a marathon. Running a marathon will stretch me, will push me, will get me going as hard as I can, right? And so when you can barely run a mile and you're going for a marathon, like it definitely, in your mind, you have to change your mindset to believe that you can go for it, to believe you can do those hard things. And so if you're thinking like, oh man, like I used to be in amazing shape. Like if you're an athlete, you know, like I was a gymnast, I was a runner, I was a dancer. And so I remember thinking, you know, how hard it would be to get to this end goal. So instead of thinking like, oh my gosh, this is an impossible goal, we just think we're going to take baby steps. We're going to take these baby steps, and taking the little actions every single day compound to big results. So just like me in my marathon, you know, I could barely run a mile. And so I ran that mile, and then I'm like, okay, I'm going to do 2 miles. I'm going to do 3. I'm going to increase it. And I remember actually in the race, if you've heard me share this story, you know, I trained and ran a marathon. I ran a 20-mile race before the marathon. So the furthest I'd ever gone is 20 miles. And I got to the 20-mile mark, and it was an uphill 1 mile. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I don't think I can make it. I need to slow down. And there was this guy who was probably in his 70s, and he was booking it up the hill, and he was going, and I was like, yeah, right, like I'm not gonna let this guy beat me. And so I started going, and I made it. I made it up the hill, and I made it the whole 26.2 miles. So one of my biggest accomplishments. And so it started out small. So when we want to get our bodies back after having, you know, kids or working at a desk job, and we want to get that athletic body back, you know, however we were in our best shape, you know, I talk to a lot of my clients. They're like, oh, I could never be at that weight again. You know, I have kids now, or oh, I could never, you know, have that endurance again. Oh, hey Amanda, great to see you. So, you know, when we have that mindset, like, oh, I could never do that again. You know, a lot of people have this. A lot of adults have this, and I'm on this mission to help people break through those mental barriers, because the truth is life is meant to be lived. Life is meant to be loved, and we can't love our life without feeling good. Like we have to be physically feeling good, right? To be able to run around with our kids, to be able to go to the park, to be able to do the things we love, we have to be physically in shape. And so taking those steps forward, taking those little steps forward with our fitness will help us to be able to live the lives that we love. So I have 3 tips for fitness to help us to get back into fitness. So tip number 1 is to schedule time to work out. So finding time in our busy schedule, and at first it's really hard, you know, creating a new habit is really hard. And so putting it on our schedule and saying, okay, this is when I'm going to work out, and making it like an appointment to the doctor. Like even if it's like 10 minutes, like if you say I'm going to go on a 10-minute walk. I know when I worked at a desk job, I would say, okay, I'm going to take a break at this time. I'm going to go walk. And we used to walk around our offices, right? So taking that time, and so say, okay, this week I'm just going to take 10 minutes out. I'm going to walk or run for 10 minutes, and then you increase it, and you kind of build confidence as you go. So you might start out slow and then go bigger. But so start out by scheduling your workout, and schedule it at a time that works for you. Don't try to schedule it at a time that's not convenient or you can't make it. So schedule it at a good time that works for you. Tip number 2 is you want to love your workout, right? If you're doing something you hate, then you will not like it. So you've got to find a workout that you love, that you enjoy. As you can see my shirt, I coach people using Beachbody workouts, this is Insanity. It's one of my favorite workouts. So, you know, finding a workout that you love, that pushes you, that motivates you. I know we have some CrossFit people here, or some runners. Like, find some workouts that you absolutely love and that help you get results, and then go for those. So the last thing is find some support. You know, it's so great having you guys here in this Fit to the Top group. So finding some support, finding a group of people just like you who think and act like you. So we just started this group about 4 weeks ago. We're just getting it going. I'm really excited about it. So, you know, finding a group like this, like whether it's online or whether it's, you know, like in person, like you can join a running group, you can join a fitness class, finding that support network where you're finding other people like you who have the same similar goals, because when you find that support and that motivation, it's just so much easier than doing it on your own. So those are my 3 tips to help us in our fitness goals. Number 1 is schedule our workouts. Schedule them every day, make it an appointment, like it's a non-negotiable, you're gonna make it. Tip number 2 is do a workout you love. If you're not loving your workout, switch your workout, find a different workout. And if you work with me and you're one of my clients, we have access to hundreds of different workouts that you can absolutely love. So number 3 is support. Find a support network, whether it's online or in person. And, I'm on a mission to help people to break through those barriers, to be fit to the top in all areas of their life, mentally, physically, emotionally. So finding that support network, finding some people that you connect with that have amazing goals just like you, and connect with them. So anyway, I'd love to hear your takeaways on this. What helped you the most from this video? I love fitness. It's one of my passions. I was a gymnast growing up, a dancer, runner. I absolutely love fitness. I love helping people reach their goals. So I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.